Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here at the Kohler CS12S. This 12 horsepower motor had the crap kicked out of it when the intake valve retainer cup broke and blew this thing up. The head had some damage. The valve guide broke and was pulverized by the action of the piston moving up and down. It scored not only the piston but as well the head when that happened. Well, I was very well prepared to push a new valve guide in and do all this other good stuff to it to make this happen inexpensively, but through the good graces of a member of the Hobby Machinist website, it's the Hobby Machinist, a guy by the name of Cadillac. He graciously donated a bunch of parts for this motor, and I can't thank him enough. It was just a wonderful display by another guy that I've never met, and very heartfelt thank you to Cadillac on this one. As a matter of fact, we'll say that this video is sponsored by Cadillac. I hope I don't get sued by GM by saying that, but this isn't the Cadillac that you drive around. This is a guy. So nothing but 2 thumbs up to you, Cadillac. Thank you. Thank you so much for making all this happen for me. What he did, and I'll insert a picture like now, and give it a couple of seconds. So what this is the valve guide blew up. I would have to push the old guide out and all that. Well, he graciously sent a head that is in excellent shape, and I see no reason to do anything to this other than put a head gasket on it and maybe some sealer, and torque these bolts down and make this thing run again. I'll go through the full process of how I'm going to end up doing it. While I'm doing it here, at the moment, I need to get some sealant before I can continue, but this is the first part of the segment right here, and be back in a few minutes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're back out here at the Kohler CS12S. We're going to go ahead and install the cylinder head on this bad boy. I've already cleaned the gasket surface. I've put the new head gasket on here, put a couple of dabs of silicone just to hold it in place while I'm messing around here. It'd be advisable to shoot some oil onto your lifters, and what I do, get a little bit of oil on both ends of it, because this thing is not going to be getting any lubrication for a second after it fires up. Gently reacquire where everything was and set that down. I may have to adjust the valves and all that good stuff, which I was planning on doing anyway. And if you set the push rods in place before you tighten down the head, you don't have to worry about loosening them up to put the valves back on. I'm just going to lightly hand snug these down. There is a pattern in the service manual that they say you go from this position to this position, from that position to that position, from this position to that one. So I'll kind of follow their lead. And I'm just basically going finger tight for right this second. Back to number one. Turn, number two, little turn, number three, little turn, number four, little turn, back to one, back to two, back to three, back to four. Okay, so this is not tightened up, but yeah, and we'll have to adjust these clearances here. But that is putting the head back on. Now we'll come back through and we'll torque all of the fasteners to where it's supposed to be. But that's basically how simple putting a head back on is. We will run the valves and all of that on the next installment. Stand by. Alright, back here at the CS12S, and I'm going to go through the torque for the head. There's 4 bolts here. I'm going to set the first rating at 10 foot-pounds. One. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're gonna step it up now to 20 foot-pounds. Two, 3, and these are dry torque, no lubrication on the threads. We're going to go up to 30. Okay, and alright, what I'm doing here is I'm setting the valve clearance. Four thousandths is the spec. I didn't have a 4 thousandths feeler gauge, so I got to 2/1000 feeler gauge. Feels pretty good. Sometimes reacquiring it with the second feeler gauge makes it difficult, but no, we're still good. Alright, let's go back over to the other one here. Now you set the valves at top dead center on the compression stroke. I don't have the fancy tool either that holds that, so what I end up doing, I advance it a little bit looser than I think it's going to be, and then when the lock nut comes into play, it locks that down right where I want it, and I'm going to call that the sweet spot right there. So we got 4/1000 for both the intake and exhaust, and it's always a good idea. Oh, wrong. Intake, and we should be coming up to the top here. Oop. Okay, so that should be top dead center. We'll go ahead and bring our feeler gauges in one more time after you made one revolution, just to make sure that we're supposed to be at, and yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're excellent. Yeah, we're good. So, 4/1000 is the spec for intake and exhaust valve according to the manual for this.